on this video. And I want to encourage all of our watchers. Watch what's going on. Send it to me. We'll see if we can't make sense out of it and sound the alarm to the world that we're going into the last days. They noticed that, number one, they counted the 11 points, but they noticed the shapes of this, that the lines went in and out. You see the points here. Notice the red dots and the blue dots. They noted that there on the outside perimeter, there was exactly 23 of these points. So then, therefore, on the inside of this perimeter, there was 23 of these points as well. 23 and 23. That's 46. That just happens to be the exact number of chromosomes where our DNA is stored. Remember the symbol that we saw earlier of Jacob and Boaz, the two pillars? They're mentioned in the Scripture as being 23 cubits tall apiece. This number 46 has everything to do with what the temple of Freemasonry is all about. It's about the human body. If we were to go back into the Old Testament, we see the wilderness tabernacle. It has 20 boards down one side, 20 boards down the other, and it has 6 boards across the back of it. Literally, the tabernacle, the temple, the 2 pillars in front of Solomon's temple, the temple that Jesus was in, they remarked to him that it took 46 years to build that particular temple. In the 46th book of the Bible, which is 1 Corinthians, it says repeatedly in there that our bodies are the temple of God. In the Masonic House of the Lodge Temple in Washington, D.C., it has a Greek temple on the bottom and a step pyramid on the top. There are 33 pillars around this Greek temple and 13 steps at the top. That represents the 33 degrees of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, the 13 degrees of the York Rite of Freemasonry, added together, fused together, heaven and earth coming together. You have exactly the number 46. Do you know how old JFK was when he was shot and killed, when he received a deadly wound in his head? That's Revelation chapter 13. He was exactly 46 years old. I'm going to show you something here in a little bit about the motorcade route that John F. Kennedy traveled. You're going to need to see this. In my research on the Statue of Liberty, so we saw the 46 points around the Statue of Liberty. My research in the Statue of Liberty, I was looking at the height. Remember Manly Hall said, you know, in the measurements of these colossal images, they hid the arcane of the mysteries, the secret teachings. They hid that there in the measurements. And I was looking at the measurements of the Statue of Liberty in feet and inches, and I'm going, I don't understand the symbolism of that. It doesn't make sense. Then I found out, you remember, the French built this thing. I found out that at the time the French built this, they weren't using feet and inches. They had already converted over to the metric system. So the exact measurement of the Statue of Liberty is 46 meters. She represents the temple, the new temple of man, the transformed temple of man. And remember at the beginning of this, I told you that inside of the Statue of Liberty, 46 meters tall, inside the Statue of Liberty there was a secret message. Let me show you the secret message that's on the inside of the Statue of Liberty. Those who want to go and visit the Statue of Liberty, and they want to, and I want you to get this imagery here. Here's this picture of people that have reached the crown, the pineal gland, the illumination, the 7 rays. They have reached the illumination. How did they get there? Did they go up an elevator? No, they did exactly what this beast in Kundalini must do. They go up a spiral staircase that is the exact model of your DNA. They go up this spiral staircase to reach this illumination, that all of mankind is looking for. That when they abandon the Bible, then here is Mystery Babylon the Great with the torch of Lucifer that is ready and willing to give mankind her form of illumination, only it's not illumination. It's outer darkness. Because her steps, the book of Proverbs says, leads to hell. Her way is the way of death. That's where she's leading. But here we have the spiral staircase. That represents the secret doctrine inside of her, that it's about the transformation of mankind's DNA. Now, remember I mentioned something about JFK. And I mentioned about his motorcade route. I've been studying this for a while, and I'm slowly but surely piecing it together. We know that on November the 22nd, 1122, that makes it 33, by the way, 46-year-old President Kennedy stepped off an airplane at Love Field. He was headed to just off Highway 77, we've talked about that before, to the Trade Mart building where he was going to have a luncheon and give a speech there. Now, you look at this map here. From Love Field to the Trade Mart would have been a very, very simple route. It would have been, they could have found a straight path down there. But that's not the path that they took. They actually went way, 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 way out of their way to the street design of Dallas, Texas. And I want you to notice, this is Elm Street, Main Street, and Market Street in downtown Dallas, Texas. Now, you see there on the left, this is Dealey Plaza. I want you to notice that this whole layout looks amazingly like the obelisk. The obelisk, and if you remember from our teaching on Dan Brown's the lost symbol, you remember the Washington Monument has this 3,300 ton or 3,300 pound monument on the top of it, a pyramid where the Enlightenment is, and you can actually go up to the top of that. Guess how? By going up a spiral winding staircase. It's the winding staircase of Solomon's temple. It represents man's DNA and the elevation of mankind into becoming a god. So notice again the layout of Dealey Plaza. And the street that JFK started out on, and he goes down the street, down this giant obelisk, and he crosses exactly 11 cross streets. He makes a 11-step journey, or an 11-block journey, on his way to receiving his deadly wound in Dallas, Texas on November the 22nd, 1963. Now, there is a new scientific term for this whole elevation of man process, this evolution of mankind, going from the simple mortals that we are. Time magazine came out last week with an article based upon Ray Kurzweil's work that mentioned that we would be immortal by the year 2045. It's called transhumanism. It teaches that mankind, this is why the doctrine of evolution, or the religion of evolution, is so important to the New World Order, or the birthing of the New World Order. We have to indoctrinate kids throughout countless generations that, number one, we